What's up, everybody? JVille Sports here with my sports picks video. It is Saturday night, October the 24th. Thank you guys so much for joining me today and each and every time I put out a video. This is my NFL edition. Welcome to week 7 of the NFL. Hope you guys are having a great weekend so far. We had a 4-4 day in college football on Saturday. Always full transparency with me. On Saturdays, especially during college football and college basketball, there's so many games, so you always want to try to have monster Saturdays, but it's not always going to happen. We'll definitely take a 4-4 day over a losing day any day of the week. We had a lot of good winners, a lot of games I stayed away from that I should have played, and that's how it goes, but we are going to go ahead and move on to the NFL and look to have a monster Sunday instead. So let's go ahead and jump into the NFL action. So for those of you that are new to the channel, welcome. What I like to do with the NFL is my favorite sport to do teasers with. I am highly successful doing teasers in the NFL, and that's what I like to do with my NFL videos, is to give you guys a bunch of different teaser options. If you guys like to do teasers as well, if you don't, I'll have a straight bet for you guys in the middle of the video as well, so it makes everybody happy. So let's go ahead and jump into the action. We'll go ahead and recap what we did last week, and then we'll go ahead and get into this week's long shot teaser. So let me pull it up here really quickly. So we had another decent attempt. We've been doing really well with our long shot teasers. We've gotten super close. I think the majority of them we missed by one, which is obviously very unfortunate, but that's the way it goes. I have a good feeling about this one. I think we're going to hit this one, but we'll see how it goes. So this is what we did last week. It's an 8-team, 7-point teaser. We had the Chicago Bears on the road. A lot of people like the Panthers in that game. I like the Bears, and the Bears won that game. With the teaser was very easy, +7. We had the Falcons and Vikings under 61.5. The Atlanta Falcons just absolutely exploded in that game. I don't know what the Vikings and that Vikings defense was doing. I think the total actually finished at around 63, I want to say. So we barely missed that one, but we did miss it. We had the Baltimore Ravens, another one that should have come through. The Ravens were up double digits almost the whole game against the Eagles, but I don't know. It was just a crazy finish. The Eagles had a miraculous comeback and almost took that game away. So the Ravens ended up winning that game, but they did not cover the 3.5 like they were trending towards. We had the Browns and Steelers over. Pretty much that was scored by the Steelers. Steelers are just rolling right now offensively. The Patriots, that was the big upset of the week last week, as they lost at home to the Broncos, who were only able to muster up 6 field goals and still won the game on the road. And the rest were winners. We had the Packers and Bucks over 47.5. That one finished at 48. A little bit lucky there because the Packers, they only scored 10 points. They were just completely out of it. But Buccaneers scored a ton of points in that one, so that one went over. We had the Dolphins -3.5, the easiest one of the day. They just crushed the Jets. And the 49ers, that was my upset, my underdog of the week, as the 49ers were at home against the Rams. I knew the 49ers were going to bounce back, and they did. They were outright winners. So another good attempt. We had a lot of winners on there. We went 5-3 with our long shot teaser. So we'll turn that page and head into week 7. Let's go ahead and jump into it. You can see the record at the top of the screen. We're hitting 74% of our teaser plays. I want to get that to above 80%, and I think I can do it. But I need to sweep a couple of these. So let's start with week 7 and sweep this long shot teaser. So we're going to start with the Detroit Lions, another team that's playing very well. They are on the road taking on the Atlanta Falcons. Falcons are a scary team to go against. We know about the offense. You know, Matt Ryan, Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley, just a ton of weapons. Todd Gurley is running the ball decently. Obviously it's a scary Atlanta offense. I don't think we're going to see what we saw from Atlanta last week. I don't think is going to be what we're going to continue to see, especially with that defense. They just shut the Vikings down. This is a bad Atlanta defense, and it will show here. The Detroit Lions will definitely get their points. This is definitely a game the Falcons can win at home. Of course, they're slight favorites, but I think this game is going to be close. Detroit Stafford's playing well. He's got all of his receivers back. Swift, the running back, he's running the ball well. Just offensively, this team is solid. They have a defensive coach. Both these teams have a defensive coach, but the Lions have the better defense. And I just like the Lions to stay close in this game. I think when a team fires their coach like Atlanta did, they always have a boost that first game. And that was the game last week against the Vikings. So I think the Falcons had a boost last week, and they're going to come down a little bit this week. Like I said, I still think the Falcons can win this game, but I think it's going to be a one touchdown type of game, single digit game. So I like the Lions here, plus 8.5. Next, we're going with the Carolina Panthers plus 14.5. They are also on the road against the New Orleans Saints. We have Teddy Bridgewater making his return to New Orleans, where he spent a few years backing up Drew Brees. So a very interesting angle there. Drew Brees, some late news coming down. He's going to be without his two top receivers. He's been without Mike Thomas pretty much the whole year. He was supposed to come back, but now he has a hamstring injury before he had an ankle injury. But even bigger news now is he'll also be without Emmanuel Sanders. So his two top weapons, receiving options, I should say, are gone. So they're going to continue to rely, as they have been, on Alvin Kamara. This guy is just an absolute beast, running the ball, catching in the backfield, lining up as receiver. Jared Cook's going to have to get into the mix. They're tight end. And they're going to have to find some other receivers to throw the ball to. This Carolina Panthers team is playing better than expected this year. So this is definitely going to be a tough game, a game that Carolina can go into New Orleans and win this game. But the Saints are coming off a bye, so they should be ready to go in this one. Despite the injuries, I expect them to have a good game plan here. So I think the Saints, when it's all said and done, squeak out a victory here. But 2 touchdowns, I got to go with the Panthers to stay close in this one. Next, we're going with the Buffalo Bills, I should say. Also, some late news with them. They put 4 tight ends on the COVID list, so I don't know if they even have any tight ends left. So very, very strange. They're also going to be without one of their top receivers in John Brown. There's just injuries all over the NFL. You really have to look at the injury report. You really have to know the players, know the teams, know the scheme. So it's very difficult. That's why I'm here, help you guys out with all of that news. So the Buffalo Bills, this is what I was going to say before I started this is I think this is going to be a good week for teaser players all around, because I think there's going to be a lot of games where you really can't go wrong with the side that you choose. And that might not make a lot of sense, but I'll explain it with this one here with the Buffalo Bills, because I think this is one of those games where I think you can give the Buffalo Bills 7 points, take them down to 3, and they'll cover. I also think you can give the 7 points to the Jets and make them plus 17, 17.5, depending on where you place your bets. And I think that will also win as well. I think you can't go wrong with who you choose, because I think the final score is going to land somewhere in between a touchdown and 14 points. I think it's going to be a lower scoring type of game. Like I said, the Buffalo Bills aren't completely healthy. If they were, I think they would smash the Jets. But this game is on the road. I think Darnold is trending to play in this game, so I would definitely give the Jets a boost, as Joe Flacco is just a complete mess. He shouldn't be starting in this league or being a backup for that matter. He should make his way out. But as long as someone's willing to pay you, I definitely can't fault Flacco. But like I said, I think getting Darnold back, he's obviously their best quarterback, and he'll give them a little bit of a boost. And I think, like I said, with Buffalo not being completely healthy, I don't think they're going to just completely run away with this game. So I think you can give the points to the Jets and feel safe. I also, in my opinion, the better option is to give it to Buffalo. Even with the injuries, I think they can win this game by a field goal, especially coming off of a loss to the Chiefs. They're going to want to get right back into the win column. Next, we're going with the Packers and Texans over 50. I expect a lot of points in this one. The Houston Texans, we know they have a great offense with Deshaun Watson at the helm, but their defense is very, very suspect, giving up a lot of points. I mentioned before, the Green Bay Packers only scored 10 points last week on the road against Tampa Bay. You know they're going to want to right the ship offensively. I expect Green Bay to score a ton of points in this one. I'll talk a little bit more about this game later on, hint, hint. But I do expect a lot of points by both of these teams. So I'm going with the Packers and Texans over 50. with a 7-point teaser. Next, we're going with the Kansas City Chiefs. This is another game where I think you can't go wrong with the side that you choose. Check the weather in this one. Snow is expected. I think this is going to be a weather-wise a sloppy game, a lower scoring type of game. We know the Kansas City Chiefs and their offense, one of the best offenses, if not the best offense in the league. But I think this is going to be a lower scoring type of game in Denver. So I think you can feel safe giving Denver the 7 points and making it plus 14, maybe plus 14, and wherever in some places, because I do think this is going to be a lower scoring type of game that Denver can keep close. And with bad weather, turnovers can happen, and Denver might even have a shot to pull out the upset. We've seen it happen already with Kansas City when they got upset by the Las Vegas Raiders. I do expect Kansas City to win this game. That's why I'm taking them. But like I said, I think you can give the points to the Broncos as well, because I think this is another game that's going to finish right around 3 to 14 points. I'm with the Chiefs coming out with the victory. Next, we're going with the Pittsburgh Steelers, probably the game of the week, as we have two undefeated teams going at it. The Tennessee Titans playing well. Should have lost last week in my opinion, but they found a way to win, as good teams do. Going up against the Pittsburgh Steelers, who smashed the Browns last week. They look great. So this is going to be a good team. We have two teams that are rolling offensively, two teams with good defenses as well. So we'll see who has the edge here. I think this is a field goal type of game. And I'm going to be completely honest, I don't know who's going to win this game. I thought when the line originally opened at Pittsburgh -2, I was shocked. I did not understand why Pittsburgh was favored. I mean, I know they have been playing well. They're undefeated, but so is Tennessee, and that's why I think the line has flipped as money came in. A lot of people snatched up that +2 with Tennessee, and then +1, and then when it was pick'em, but now Tennessee is favored by 1, 1.5, maybe 2 in some spots, and I think that's the appropriate line. This game really, if these two teams were playing on the neutral, the game should be a pick'em. But I love giving the points to the Steelers, whichever side was going to be the underdog. If the Titans were still the underdogs, I'd give the points to the Titans. I think it's going to be that type of game. Whoever wins this game, I think it's going to be by a field goal. This should be a great game to watch. Two good teams going at it. I don't think either team is going to run away with this game, as like I said, both teams have a pretty solid defense. So I like the Steelers here plus the 8, because I do think they can keep it close, and I do think they have a good chance to win this game on the road as well. And now that I am looking at this, we have all road teams. Lions on the road, Panthers on the road, Bills on the road, Chiefs on the road, Steelers on the road, and then our last game, which I'll get to, is also on the road. So didn't notice that until right now, but I think we'll still be okay. Next, we have the 49ers and Patriots under 51.5. We saw what the Patriots did last week. They did not look good offensively. They have a lot of excuses, which you can give to them. Cam Newton was dealing with COVID. So whether he had symptoms or not, he didn't get to practice. So he definitely looked a little bit rusty coming back into action after missing a couple weeks. And the 49ers, they looked really good last week against the Rams. Their offense came alive a little bit after Jimmy G just had a terrible game the week before against the Dolphins. But we have two good defenses here. Both teams getting a little bit healthier as the weeks go on. I don't see the 49ers going into New England and putting up a ton of points. And I think New England just plays a slow type of a game. They're running the ball. Cam Newton's running the ball. Short passes. It's just not. This New England, it's the same as last year when they had Tom Brady. They just don't have the weapons. N'Keal Harry, their highly drafted wide receiver from a year ago, he's coming along slowly, but he's not there yet. They just don't have Edelman. He's getting up there in age. They just don't have that explosive type of offense. So it's going to be, in my opinion, a slower pace type of game. A lot of running by both teams. Mostert for the 49ers is out, so they'll be looking at their backup running backs. But like I said, Jimmy G the same way. A lot of short passes, dinking and dunking all the way down the field. So you have two teams doing that. I think it's going to land to the under, as the clock should be moving in this game. This is going to be another interesting game. Jimmy G, His first game against the New England Patriots in his career. We'll see how he goes. We have a lot of interesting angles this week in a lot of different games, and this is definitely one of them. So we'll see what happens. But I think it's going to be a lower scoring type of game. So I'm going under 51.5. And last but not least, I either like to take the Sunday night game or the Monday night game, because if all of the other plays come in, we can kind of hedge our bet a little bit, maybe catch a middle. For example, we could take before the game starts. If everything else comes in, we can take the Cardinals +3 and maybe hit a middle. Maybe we can even wait until halftime and place a bet on either side. So there's a lot of different options. But first things first, all the other ones have to come through. But I like the Seahawks here. They're coming off of a bye. They're undefeated. That's actually probably the negative for me. It's kind of the same scenario as Green Bay last week. They were undefeated coming off of a bye, and they just looked sluggish. They were kind of fat and happy against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So the same thing could happen here with Seattle, but I just don't think so. This is a division game. I think Seattle will be highly motivated in this one. And Russell Wilson, he has a history of great games in Arizona. For whatever reason, he just always lights up the Cardinals. So we'll see what happens here. Like I said, I think this game is going to be another field goal type of game. One way or another, this is definitely a game the Cardinals can win. I think it's going to be a good game, interesting game, Sunday Night Football. But I think when it's all said and done, the Seahawks can definitely keep this game within a field goal, if not win. And that is this week's long shot teaser. So we have 1 over, 1 under, and then the rest spreads. And we have all road teams. But like I said, playing on the road this year is not a big a deal as in the past, as obviously there's not much crowd noise. So I really like this teaser. I think this is going to be our first long shot teaser hit that comes in. But I still recommend plucking out your favorites, doing smaller teasers. I'm doing this one just to give you guys a bunch of different teaser options. Because if you guys have been plucking out your favorites pretty much since we started doing this, you guys should be hitting a good amount of these. Because most of these come through. So this is my actual betting ticket to show you guys that I actually did put this in myself. All the plays that I give out here, whether you're a part of the village or whether you check out my picks on my different social media pages, which you can see all down below in the description of this video. Everything I give out, I play myself. If it's not good enough for me to play, it's not good enough for me to give out as a play. So we win together, we lose together, mostly win together. But this is my actual ticket showing you guys I put this in. 100 will pay $1,000. So hopefully this is the one that comes through. And before we move on to Sunday's free play of the day, I do want to mention my website, JVilleSportsPicks.com. If you're new to the channel, this is where you'll go to sign up to be a part of the village. If you want to start receiving my daily picks every single day directly to your email box. We got that World Series going on. We got college football going on. We have the NFL going on. And right around the corner, we have college basketball, my favorite sport, that's about to come back. I'm so excited for that. Go to JVilleSportsPicks.com. In the upper right hand corner, you can see the big blue box. Join the village. Hit that button. It'll take you to a page which will list all the different packages that are available. See which one suits you the best. What I would say is try my picks out for 30 days. If I have a losing record during those 30 days, guess what? I will give you your money back. If I have a losing record, I don't want your money. You can either have another month free if you like, or I can just give you your money back. It's definitely up to you. No questions asked. I keep track of all of my records. You can go to JVilleSportsPicks.com. You can check out the picks history tab. You can go to any sport. It will have all the plays that I have ever given out. So I keep records of everything. So like I said, that is the website. That's how to get there. Don't forget to use promo code football, all capital letters, one word, for 10% off any package. So like I said, try my picks out, no risk. You'll get your money back if I have a losing record. If you like my picks, obviously you'll stick with me and we'll win together. But that's the website. That's what we're about. If you have any questions, again, my social media pages, my email address, all down below in the description of this video. Hit me up if you have any questions about anything. While you're down there looking at all of that information, please give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel with notifications on so you know when new videos pop out. But that's the website. That's all the information about my social media pages. Let's go ahead and move on to today's free play of the day for Sunday, October the 25th. And it's going to be one of the games I mentioned in the long shot teaser, but it's going to be a different angle, and that's going to be the Green Bay Packers taking on the Houston Texans. We had the over in the teaser. I do like the over in this game, both with the teaser and without the teaser. I like over 57, but even better, I like the Green Bay Packers -3. You might see 3.5 in some places. I will go ahead and buy the half a point. It's not an expensive buy. I got -3, -120. I'll definitely take that. So a couple reasons why I like the Green Bay Packers here. Reason number one, we have two teams coming off of a loss, but I think the loss is more detrimental to the Houston Texans. They are now 1-5. I think that was kind of a dream killer type of loss, and the way that they lost as well. That was a game that they should have won. That was just a tough one to swallow. And then you look at the standings, and your chances of making the playoffs are slim to none. And they fired their coach already. This is just looking like a lost season for them. So you have to question their motivation going forward. And then you have the Green Bay Packers. This is one of the best teams in the NFC, and they had a slip up last week. I fully expect them to bounce back. You know, they talked about being fat and happy. Aaron Rodgers mentioned how it was a good loss to have. You know, sometimes you need to have that loss, that wake-up call to get refocused. They were coming off of a bye, and like I said, they were a little sluggish, probably didn't prepare the way that they should, just looking at their record being perfect on the season. So I think we have a great bounce back effort here from the Green Bay Packers. And like I mentioned, this Houston Texans defense is just not very good. Devontae Adams recently came back for the Packers, so I think he will continue to get better and better. He's obviously a stud wide receiver. Aaron Jones is running the ball great. Aaron Rodgers is having one of the best seasons he's had in a long time. I just like the Packers here in the spot to have a bounce back win, and I definitely think they can cover this game by 3 points. That is today's Sunday's free play of the day, the Green Bay Packers -3. Hopefully this does a lot better than our free play of the day yesterday for college football. We just missed that one with Minnesota. No, that was definitely a beatdown. Michigan looked great. It's always tough kind of figuring out how teams are going to do in their first game of the season. With each game that we see, you know, we get more and more data, and we'll use that as we move forward. But Minnesota is a good team. I'm definitely going to be playing on them later on. I think we might even get some value here with the way that they lost. We'll talk about college football in my next college football video. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up, get this uploaded. We'll go ahead and root on the long shot teaser. We'll also go ahead and root on the Green Bay Packers. If you're a part of the village, stay tuned for my NFL email, which I'll be coming out shortly with all of my NFL best bets. If you're not a part of the village, don't forget to go to JVilleSportsPicks.com to sign up and start receiving those plays. Other than that, have a great Sunday. Good luck with whatever plays you guys do decide to put in, and I will see you guys soon. Good luck.